Boxcar coming to you here from Citrus County, Florida. Just figured I'd use this time right now. We're fixing to get hit with a pretty bad hurricane, and I'm scheduled to leave for my Benton Mackaye Trail, a speed hike of the Benton Mackaye Trail and the Appalachian Trail Figure 8 loop in 3 days from today. It might be postponed for obvious reasons, namely a hurricane. So, I might not be able to leave until the week after or what have you, but that's not really a huge, it's not a concern right now for me. But I was just taking this time, trying to take the edge off a little bit, and I figured I'd go ahead and do a gear list of the gear that I'm going to be taking with me on this hike. The hike comes out to about 180 or about 580 miles. So the Figure 8 loop. So yeah, my base weight on this is right at 7 pounds for my base weight. So going really light. I did allocate some time because I know a few of the places on the Benton Mackaye Trail is the resupply points are a little bit of a walk into town. Some of them aren't as close and as prevalent like as on the AT or on the PCT or what have you. They're a little bit more of a trek. So I did allocate some extra weight for like a couple extra days of food and stuff like that. And I also heard that some of the resupply points were like extremely expensive. So I already had hiker trash food here. So I said, well, I'll just save some cash and I'll go ahead and mail myself, which I usually don't mail a whole lot of mail drops anywhere on any of my hikes. But I decided to go ahead and mail a couple of them there. I'm having some discrepancies right now with the Great Smoky Mountain National Park and this storm coming through. Whether they're going to be closed, they don't know what's going on with it. They don't know. And my permits are something's going on with the two permits that I need, for one for the AT and one for the BMT. It's undecided yet if I'll even do the Smokies or if I'll just turn at Fontana Dam and turn back around. I'll definitely through hike the BMT. I've already hiked the Smoky Mountain section of the AT. So, but it's really undecided. If I can figure out these permit things and get some help with the park people over there at the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and they can kind of guide me a little bit about what I need to do, then I'll go ahead and I'll do it. If not, then I'm not gonna, I'll just turn around in Fontana and hike back. It ain't no problem. I'll stop and see Sir Paxlow or whoever, at top of Georgia and just hang out there for a day or two. But anyways, I'll just start with the gear that I'm taking here. I'm taking my custom CD key pack that Rodney built me, ULA. Rodney built it for me, did some modifications on it than your standard CDT pack to make it lighter. I obviously, you guys know I don't use a hip belt on my packs. So I eliminated the hip belt. I eliminated the compression straps on the side. Instead, he just put shock cord on there. I did another video, you can check it out. I think it weighs 13 ounces when I weighed it. I also inside I put a Nylofume Polycro pack liner. And you guys know that's just for like my stuff that needs to stay dry. That's the pack I'm using on this trip though. I also decided to bring, just to test this out, a buddy of mine got it for me, and instead of bringing my Sierra Designs puffy down, I decided to bring this. It's called a Free Tech down puffy. No hood on it, but this time of year I don't really need a hood. It's 700 fill down. It weighs comparable to high-end jackets, but a buddy of mine mailed this to me because he found it at a chain store for 25 bucks. Seems like it's been pretty good so far. I'm going to take it out on this test. I'll do another video after this trip, let you know how it holds up. Rain gear, I'm sticking with my anti-gravity gear rain skirt. It's just, your basic knee-length, you know what they are, anti-gravity gear. Just a piece of sil nylon that you wrap around you like a skirt or a kilt. it does the job. My Mont Bell Versalite rain jacket with the pit zips, I use it also as like an insulation barrier or a wind jacket. I find that I like it in the morning times. When I wake up in the morning or whatever, then I use it for that. That's that. I'm only bringing one trekking pole. They've been good ones. I've got 2 of them, but I'm only bringing one because I don't really use them. I use it for my shelter more than anything. Sometimes on the descents, I use it to, take a little pressure off my knees. They're Cascade Mountain Techs. You get them for like $50 a pair on Amazon. I've got about 3,000 miles on this pair, and they're still going strong. So they've been a good company. I recommend them. Here's my extra clothing bag. There's nothing really in here. I don't even use the bag. I just put them in here for storage purposes. I've got my wool beanie, my Ibex long sleeve half zip, merino wool, merino wool base layer top. I mostly use that for sleeping. I did bring these. I was in the air on bringing these because I don't know that it's going to be cold enough for them, but I figured whatever. They only weigh like 5 ounces. Just, cheap athletic leggings. They work. They're okay. An extra pair of darn tough, the socks. I use the Endurance Runner socks, no cushioning. They're super thin. They dry fast. Great company. Socks are expensive, but they're a good company. So I can dig that. I really like their warranty. They're no questions asked. Some merino wool glove liners, just super light glove liners. I've got an extra pair of just synthetic underwear. These happen to be Pumas. I think they're the 6-inch. I like the 6-inch briefs. They're moisture wicking polyester. You know what they are. I usually just put them down with my quilt in that dry bag. And speaking of quilts, this is a new item that I got. I got it all black because I like to wear black stuff just because it's awesome, but I also like to wear black because the sun dries it out quicker. And I found that, Mountain Laurel Designs for a long time have been making just their quilts, no other options, but in black for that sole purpose that if you get it soaking wet, it tends to, it'll dry it out a lot. It'll dry it out quicker anyways. I don't know about a lot. But this is my hammock gear. It's the Econ quilt from Hammock Gear. It's a 40 degree. I picked it up from them. Their lead times were 4 weeks on it. I spoke to Harry over there, and I sent him a message, and I said, look, I don't want to bring my 20 degree burrow quilt. I said, I think I need kind of a shoulder quilt, and I said, but this is the jam that I'm in, and he had it to me in like 10 days. So they really worked with me on trying to get it to me. I don't have to give you a description on this yet because you guys all know, I love my Hammock Gear quilts. I love the company. They're awesome people. This is their Econ version. It's a 40 degree. I put it on my scale with none of the stuff sacks or anything because I don't bring any of that stuff. And just the quilt itself for 40 degrees came in at 17.35 ounces. So just over a pound for a 40 degree. And it was $120 shipped to me. I think they use duck down in this. Now I do think they use duck down over goose down, and they use a ion fabric. So anyways, budget quilt. It's great. I got this in the short standard. The short length, which is 66 inches. Perfect for me. Or it's 69 inches, and it's perfect for me because I'm 66 inches. And it's the standard width. So that's my quilt. My food bag. I've used it on 3 food hikes. It's still going strong. It's packed up with food already because I'm supposed to leave in 2 days. This is 5 days. To save me that trip into Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's this Z-Packs. It's an older Z-Packs. It's not the square one, but it's been with me. You've seen it in my other videos. My Z-Packs food bag. I have some Lawson Klein bear rope in the bottom of there for hanging a bear bag. You know, if that's what I do. Tent wise, is my Z-Packs Hexamid Solo. It's just saying, you know, this is a newer one that I got, but the 2017 model. It's the Z-Packs Hexamid Solo with the full netting on it, and I just use a piece of polycryo ground sheet. You guys all know what that is. And I use just titanium shepherd hook tent stakes. Some people like to put a heavier tent stake for your mainstay or whatever. I've never had that need to. These tent stakes work fine for me, so I've got 6 of them in there. I think I might have like 2 extra in there. That's the tent that I'm using when I'm not going to be cowboy camping or if I'm not going to be in a shelter. This is the tent that I'm going to be using. As always, like my tents, you guys always know, are Z-Packs because they make the best shelters out there for me personally. I just love my Z-Pack shelters. So that's that. We'll get on into like little stuff. My Aquamira, although I am a huge Sawyer fan, a Sawyer mini fan, a Sawyer squeeze fan, I'll use that depending. But I also am a huge Aquamira fan, and on this trip I think it's going to be an Aquamira, an extra platypus 2-liter platypus bag, and then a little Sawyer bag that I cut off the top of it, and I'll use that for scooping in the hard to get to spots if there is any. I don't think water's really going to be an issue after this rain that comes through up there. But anyways, that's my water stuff. I don't even really filter a lot too much anymore these days. I know I'll get slack from that. My sleeping pad, another major 1/8 inch compressed foam. It's nothing great. It's just an insulation barrier. It's not comfortable, but I sleep great on the ground myself. Right now, I sleep really, you know, right at this point in my life, I feel like I sleep good on a night on the ground. I found one of these, smaller size version. It's a luxury item. It's the luxury item that I have. It's a medical pillow. And the one place I could only find them for a long time was on anti-gravity gear. But now there's somebody on eBay selling them. I think it's Dolly Wally Molly or something was their name. And I bought some Nylofume bags off of them. They're issuing they're issuing a small size of them now. This thing weighs 0.4 ounces on my scale. So almost a half an ounce, but I used one on the whole Florida trail. It was a little bit bigger. And I used one, not the whole Florida trail, I used it for 300 miles, I guess. And it was still going strong, but I forgot it somewhere. I spaced it or something. But anyways, it's a luxury item, but it's so nice to just have some place to put your head, to elevate your head at the end of the night after a long day or whatever. And I'll use it. I'll keep it in the top of my pack, and I'll actually use it to sit down on during some, like a seat pad almost, just to sit on a bench or a dirty bench or something like that. I'll use it. It's worth the 0.4 ounces to me because I can, do stuff with it. This is all just little stuff. I keep a dry bag here with, like my headlamp. I keep my headlamp in there. The Petzl, the 2017 Petzl E-Light. It's like 50 more lumens. It's got a whistle on the back of it. I keep my little Swiss Army knife. It also has a toothpick. It's got tweezers. It's got a nail file. It's got scissors. It eliminates so much stuff just right here. And it's like less than a half an ounce, I think. Or maybe it's just a little more than a half an ounce. So I also have another little Soul whistle. But, I'll probably take it out of the thing. A couple of SD cards with music and books on them. And a little foldable credit card knife if I need to cut, something. If I need to do some whittling or something like that, Anyways, electronics bag, same thing, Z-Packs, zipper bags, medium size. I think I keep 2 USB cords in here, my Anker 10,000 mAh, and just wall charger with a double a double USB thing on it. And I have learned in my past hikes, I used to carry the shorter cords just to save just a few grams. But I've resorted to liking to carry the longer cords, so if I'm in a hostel somewhere, I have that longer cord to when I plug in, I could actually still update or look at my phone or whatever, and I don't have to, it's not on I mean, they're not super long cords. I think they're like 3-foot cords or whatever, but I still have access to my phone to update everything and not have to unplug it every time, walk over there. I could just reach it. Another bag that I keep for my phone. These D-Packs little bags have always been great. I do still put my phone like in a Ziploc or something, but I've never had a problem with them getting wet. So I usually bring an extra one of them. They really don't weigh anything. I could probably eliminate all these and just put them in Ziplocs and save maybe 1/4 of an ounce or something. But, my native eyewear. Highlines are coming with me. I don't know if I'll wear them too much. It'll either be these that'll come with me, or it'll be my ones that I wore on the Florida Trail that might come with me. I haven't decided which ones yet because I really like the Highlines, but I don't want to screw them all up. I know that sounds silly, but I don't want to mess them all up on the trail. So the Boles that I have been pretty good, but I'm an ambassador for Native Eyewear, and they make great glasses, so I kind of want to field test them for them, give them some good reviews. My guidebook, just a little Benton Trail guidebook, one little teeny journal, one little Gossamer Deer pencil, and a few pages out of last year's AT guidebook, just up to the area that I'm going to be on. I also have the AT gut hooks app on my phone, so, and that about does it. I've got my MP3 player that I always carry with me. I always this is my favorite piece of gear, and it's a luxury item to some. To some people wouldn't consider it a luxury item. This thing weighs less than an ounce. It's on my person all the time. And I love it. I love this piece of gear. It's cheap, but it's so nice to just listen to a book at night, to listen to, there's so many arguments though too. Some people say, oh, well, you're out in nature, you should hear nature, you should hear nature. When you walk for 2 months and you walk from sun up to sundown every day, it just really helps break the monotony of just the same routine. You know what I'm saying? And when you're trying to make a hard climb, for me, when I'm trying to make a hard climb or it's pouring down rain, I could throw on some music that lifts up my spirits and I could be like, okay. So, you guys think what you want to think. I like my MP3 player. It's my favorite piece of gear. My cook kit. This is it. It's a super light cook kit. It's my Esbit cook kit. I used it on the AT recently with very few modification. The cheap Rubbermaid thing. Got it at Dollar Tree. It's 4 cups. More than enough to soak 2 things of ramen, whatever you want to soak in there. And for now, I don't know how long it'll last, but I have my Caldera Cone Foster's pot that I got from Zell. And, my Esbit tablets, my Brian Green Esbit tray, and the Caldera Cone that the beer can sits in. Or, beer can is essentially what it is. They call it a cook pot. It sits in there. It's a super, super light cook system. It's versatile because if the can breaks, or if I punch a hole in it, or if I fall over and step on it, whatever, you can always just use the the container that stores it in. You could always just use that for soaking your food if need be. And I take a Light Load towel, who's also another great company. If you guys haven't checked out Light Load towels, you need to check them out. They're amazing towels. But I put them in there, and then if I did break my pot or something like that or whatever, I could always just use this to dry soak in. It's got a nice lid on the top, and I could just cold soak. Last but not least, well, my ditty bag is very simple, very easy. This is toilet paper, hand sanitizer. It's self-explanatory. I do have a little 15 milliliter, which is a half-ounce runners there. And then I have my first aid kit might look big right now, but it's really not. It's just the way that it is. I basically have like my repair tape. I have an extra light load towel. I have some butt grease in there for some aquifer for chafing and what have you. I have my medications, which is just ibuprofen, and I take a multivitamin every day, and I take some glucosamine. And I have a little bit of bug spray because I'm not sure what to expect for the bugs. So it's just packed in. The way it's packed in there right now, it just looks like a lot, but I think it only weighs, when I weighed it, I think it was like 2.2 ounces, which was mostly all medication, you know. Some people would argue that that's too much. Some people would say that it's not enough, but I don't really feel that Band-Aids or anything are going to do much good anyway. And then last but not least, now finally, is clothes that I'm going to be wearing. This is pretty much for you guys who know me. I really don't bring any changes of clothes. If anything, at the last minute, I might throw like an extra t-shirt or something like that to sleep in, but I usually just use my Ibex base layer to sleep in. But I'm using the Ultra Lone Peak 3s. I haven't got the 3.5s yet. They just came out, and they're not really much different than the Lone Peak 3s, and I love the Lone Peak 3s. So I am starting with a new pair of them, although I do have a pair that's got a couple hundred miles on it, but I'm going to start with a new pair. Lone Peak 3s that my girlfriend got me for my birthday. A bandana goes in the mix somewhere. I always use it for whatever. My Patagonia Strider Pro 5-inch inseam shorts that I cut the liner out of them because liners are stupid. And another pair of the same. These are Puma's synthetic 6-inch inseam shorts or underwears. Darn Tough socks, the same ones as my extra pair. My Sunday afternoons, this shirt's been through a lot. It's just a long sleeve. Got the button up thing. Vented in the back. Super lightweight material. And that's it. That's my gear for the BMT. Like I said, my base weight right now, when I weighed it last, you can go on lighterpack.com. I'll put a link in the description below. And I think it's 6.97 pounds for my base weight. I'll also, what I didn't add in there, my water bottles are two smart water bottles. It ain't nothing, you guys know what that's all about. So, that's what I use for water bottles. And that's about it. The only thing that might change is maybe throwing in a like cotton t-shirt or something like that just to sleep in and for in the mornings. And that's it. That's my video for the day. That's my Hurricane Irma video. So my BMT stuff. I'll have a hat. I'm not sure if it's going to be this hat or if it's going to be my Gone Squatching hat, because that is a favorite, or whatever, but it's just going to be a trucker hat, and it's going to be all nerded out gangster style with the flat brim, because that's how Boxcar does shit around. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, comments, want to say hey to me, want to follow me, I'll be posting videos every chance I get on this trail. All that happy horse shit. So, have fun, stay safe, good hiking, and with any luck, I'll be talking to you guys in a couple days from the trail.
Peace.